Okay, we're ready? Okay, this morning I'd like to give everybody kind of a COVID report. We're not getting these reports every day like we was at one time. As of Saturday morning, Logan County had 2,491 cases. We'd had 49 deaths. We'd had 2,231 people recover. That was given a total of 211 active cases Saturday morning. And we had 23 new cases. Now, we was averaging somewhere close to 8 a day, or just a little bit above 8 a day, up to Wednesday of last week. We dropped to 6.7, and we turned orange here in Logan County. But the report I got Saturday morning, we was at 7.6, and they put us back in the red. So just that little difference makes a difference whether we're red or orange, and hopefully someday we'll be green soon. With that being said, of course, we want to encourage everybody to get their shot and to get registered. As far as local and regional vaccination sites, the Barren River Health Department, the Kroger site at Greenwood Mall, and community health centers of Western Kentucky and Logan County. You can register at all of these sites. At the federal level, we got Walgreens and Walmart, and I've had three people tell me that they went in Walgreens inquiring about a vaccination, was able to get one that day. So we want to encourage everybody that will to receive the vaccine, and I know the CDC released contrary guidelines in some situations yesterday, but we love to see everybody still trying to protect their neighbor by wearing their mask and staying 6 feet apart. Again, wanted to bring that up, and then we got several people hurting in our community that I know about, and I'm sure y'all know about some of them. So with that being said, Barry, would you like to do our prayer this morning?
Let's pray. Father, we just come to you this morning, and we want to give you all the honor, glory, and praise. Father, we want to thank you for this beautiful week that you blessed us with, Father. We want to thank you for the ones that are gathered here, Father, in the court this morning, and thank you that Jack's back with us. We just ask that you keep putting a hedge of protection around this county, Father. We thank you for the ones that are working for the county, Father, and you're protecting them. Father, as we go into this meeting, as we conduct business, we hope to be pleasing to you, Father, and the benefit of this county. We also want to lift up our leaders of our nation, Father, and just put a hedge of protection around them, ones that are hurting and dealing with sickness. Father, just be with them as well. All these things I ask in the precious name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. One thing I forgot to mention, the Barren River Health, at www.barrenriverhealth.org, they're registering people in the 1C, and that's people 60 and above and essential workers. So we're starting to register those folks, and hopefully if people will be patient, maybe they'll be able to get a lot of people on that list sometime the end of March or sometime in April. Okay, let's call the meeting together with the pledge to the flag. And Tyler, would you like to lead us?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, I need to make an amendment to the agenda this morning on item number 5. We got another contract in with one of our electrical inspectors, and this is a new contract we passed at the last court meeting, and we need to add Terrell Snodgrass to get his approval today too.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second to amend the agenda. Is there any questions? Okay, not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, first thing is approval of the minutes. If you look at order number 5, where we, motion by Jason Harper, second by Barry Wright, to approve the second reading and adoption of an ordinance, budget amendment number 1, whereas the county has realized unbudgeted receipts from the following funds. Where it says funds there, federal grants, that should say LGEA instead of LEGA. So it needs to,
Move we approve the minutes with that one correction on order number 5.
Second.
okay, we got a motion and second to approve the minutes with that one correction. Is there any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, next is the bill and supplemental bill list.
Motion to approve the bill and supplemental bill list.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve the bill list and the supplemental bill list. Is there any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, treasury report, Amanda.
Good morning.
Morning.
So in your folders, we have the financial statement ending February 28th, 2021. The balance in the general fund was $1,357,024.81. Road fund, $960,915.90. Jail fund, $51,747.92. LGEA, $123,872.73. Federal Grants Fund, $1,235,300.82. Solid Waste, $604,166.04. Occupational Tax, $5,734,075.44. Life Skills, $153,390.04. 911 Fund, $18,506.44. Health Insurance Fund, $421,713.41. Special Reserve, $4,180,723.49, for a total of all funds, $15,341,437.04.
Move to acknowledge the treasurer's report as presented.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second to acknowledge the treasurer's report. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
You also have a list of budget transfers in your folders that we need to get approved.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second on the budget transfers. Question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Today, we need to transfer $75,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the jail fund.
I make a motion.
Second.
Okay, got a motion and second on the cash transfer. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
And we need to transfer $35,000 from the occupational net profits tax fund to the 911 fund.
So moved. Second.
Okay, got a motion second on the cash transfer. Is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Thank you, Laura.
Okay, thank you.
So I got a question just for consideration moving forward. When we need to do cash transfers, should we consider, I'm just asking, should we consider transferring that money from the federal grants that came from the CARES?
We're gonna, Thomas, we're gonna, try to get that back in those accounts, as soon as we can. We talked about this morning, just a little bit. And what that would do, that would, of course, lower the transfers.
To keep us from transferring from
Yeah, yeah,
occupational,
yeah.
Six and one, half a dozen
Yeah,
others.
yeah.
But if we want to show that we did use the money back to cover payroll expenses,
yeah.
and which is the money that CARES came for, that's some other things. I mean, I think we do that and let the occupational tax fund kind of build itself back up a little bit. But anyhow, just-
Okay, we running a little bit behind this year on that fund, compared to last year, a little bit over $200,000 this time. And all of it's in, labor, payroll. Actual profits are up just a little bit from over last year. Okay. Okay, work request.
District 1, Kelly, I'd like to try to see if I can get Julianne off 79 widen. That's kind of a spot where they do some kid pickups on the bus and stuff. I think it'd be good to widen that a little bit. Also, Newtown Road needs some side gravel on the sides a little bit. Some spots that are good little drop-offs, so we get some gravel. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything.
District 7, on the Logan, we're having this little problem of crumbling in a few different places. And I've marked most of them. If we can try to do something to them before we get too bad, I appreciate it. Other than that, everything's fine. Appreciate it.
District 3. I just have to think about it. On Markham Road, somebody slipped the sign, knocked the sign down. It's still there on Markham Road, also 1151. And then I had a call this morning about that road closure sign on 15th. We don't have to do that. As far as that, all other roads, just continue maintenance. Appreciate all the hard work. Thanks for working with me after that. Thank you.
District 4, I don't know if I've turned this in yet, but Warner Chick Road sign on Homer, you remember replacing that on Homer side? Has it been replaced? Okay, scratch that. All roads continue maintenance. Thank you.
District 5, everything's good, I've already told you, y'all already lost and done nothing. Appreciate it.
District 6, out Stonewall, and I'll go out there and meet with that.
Sure.
Places off Stonewall and Kelsley that, they're replacing some work on some sinkholes. One of them is in the right of way, the other one's just maybe just a touch off, but I think it would, help a little bit with some problems they've got out there. Galen Ball is typically the best person to deal with, he kind of oversees neighborhood type things. So if you could look at that, and continue maintenance, the grade. And then Judge, that I had mentioned about Morton Road going into Stonewall, we could get a hold of the state. When we have those exceptional large rains, I mean, that road's washed out and people cannot get out from the back. You can't see the road and it's not a 6-inch rain like we had the other day. It's a 2 to 3 inch rain. If we get 2 to 3 inch rain, you cannot see that road. And, back before the new road was there, you know, I know it's been a long time ago, but it used to not do that. I talked to the fellas there, and, you know, it's just it's an occurrence because of the new 4-lane, and it looked like we get the help from the state to help us to get that water moving on down somewhere else. I don't know the solution, but most people can't get out when they get 2.5, 3 inches of rain.
Okay, have you talked to the state at all?
I have not. I feel like if you make that phone call, it's over.
Well, we can call up there after court, if you want to.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all have heard the road work request. Again, I hope every one of you is looking at the work done in your area. And I think Scott, Kelly's contacted every one of you about blacktop. So I think that Scotty's in a position they can do a little bit this spring if you got something that you want requested. And I know several of you have turned things in. Okay, we need a motion to approve the road work request.
I make a motion, we approve the road work request as presented.
Second.
Okay, got a motion second on the road work request. Questions? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, elected officials. Sheriff, I got you on top. Well, Mary's not here, is she? No.
Morning.
Good morning.
Just to get the fee report acknowledged.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the February fee report at the sheriff's office. Is there any questions? Okay, if not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright, Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
All right, I'm not gonna update on the cars. It's not a good update, but we talked to them again. They're saying that Dodge is saying they're struggling getting parts manufactured to build cars, so they have no timetable at all when we might get those. So we're gonna kind of give it another month. I don't think it's probably gonna change. So I'm unsure what court might want to think or do. It may push close to May or June, and then we've got the budget.
Does Missouri have a 50,000-mile car you can buy for now?
Probably so, and there's, for some reason, there are some availabilities on Dodge Durangos. I don't understand why Dodge Durangos are available, but
I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
that's what I said.
Nobody buying them?
That's exactly what I said. I was like, I don't understand, but it's a dealership in Indiana, and they buy them by the hundreds. And he said he sends me emails monthly saying, "Hey, I've got X amount in stock." But I wasn't sure, what the court might want to suggest or do. I just don't have a very good feeling that we're going to hear anything from Dodge before May.
Ford?
No, they don't. The Explorers either. They Ford and Chargers and Explorers they're waiting. That's what they keep telling us. We're waiting.
Make sure I understand the need of May, is it just because of budget? You're trying to
Yes.
get it spent
Right.
over budget?
Right. We may have to roll over.
Carry it over.
Okay.
Roll it over, and, that line item will just be that much more, for the
Right.
2021, 2022, budget year. So, unless you're saying the cars are in bad shape, we got critical condition, I sure don't want to go to a Durango or
Right.
nothing like that. I'd rather wait a month or two.
Yeah, I'm kind of that way. We've got one that's being fixed, and it wasn't too big of a thing. And I've got another one that's probably going to need. I'm kind of on the limbo of that one. It needs a new top end, honestly, engine. It's going to cost about $6,000.
How many miles does it have on it?
100, about 110, I think, 120 ish, something like that. Still a good car, runs good other than that part, but that was my thing. I was looking to get rid of that one, thinking I was going to get these in, say, the next month or two.
Does it make any difference? So I had to purchase a vehicle at the end of last year, and it was a Chevrolet product, but it made a difference when you went in. We just ordered the same situation.
Right.
Everybody had it. So we just ordered. Okay? But when we ordered it from GM, we ordered it as sold, and it moved the production date for some reason.
I have to add, I wouldn't
able
know.
to get it.
Right.
So if I got it in Mansfield, Mansfield just put it in, hey, I want this truck. The production day of making this scenario
Right.
was, 8 weeks away. But when they put it in as this is sold, as soon as it gets here, it's sold.
I'll have to ask.
It knocked the time, the production
Right.
down in half.
I don't know for sure. I'll ask. We sent a purchase order. We sent the commitment that, hey, we are purchasing too, so that may be that.
Surely they know what's up.
Right. So, because they require a purchase order number, but I'll ask and see. That's a good point. But I would take it that since they required that was considered as sold. But I'll check on that. But I just want to kind of give you that information, and we'll just kind of wait and see. But I knew my options was basically either roll. I'm a little nervous about some of the cars maybe waiting that long, but we've kind of made it this far, so I feel like we might just wait it out a little bit longer and see. But I just kind of want to give you an update on it.
What's a reman compared to the rebuilding the top end?
It's about the same. I asked.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna.
I think it was a little more on the remake.
Yeah, but I would lean that direction, because it'd be us just put it in and have.
That's kind of what I thought. And
But that's my personal thing.
I just kind of got some quick information on it, and so I was going to kind of go back and look. Since I found out we may be a little bit behind on getting the new one, so.
You won't hear me complain if you said, hey, it's
Okay.
only X number of dollars, we're just gonna put a reman on it.
Okay, all right. I'm going to look into that more and see, and may come back next court meeting with that. But update on the body cams, we completed our training, which was really extensive and more in depth than we were anticipating. The features that we have are pretty incredible, so we're really excited on that. We're still finishing the final touches on the body cam policy with the new police bill reform that former President Trump had signed. We're required to do basically a national policy with body cams and pursuit policies. So I'll have those finished by next court meeting to get y'all to acknowledge and approve those new cams, or new policies. But so those are the two updates. Also got some gutter issues. Back during the rain, the front gutter collapsed. I'm not sure who put it back up, but somebody had put it back up for us. So I got 2 quotes to have those looked at. They both said, hey, we can basically fix them and try to tack them back up, but they're probably not going to last long. And a lot of the water was starting to cause issues up underneath. So I've got quotes to replace around the whole building. And like I said, somebody had fixed the front one, so it's back up. But
This is new gutters.
yes,
Okay.
this is for new gutters. One's McGee's and one's Duck Carroll.
Without looking at it, about how much difference is it between you and fixing it?
Well, all they said was they could re-secure they replace that front part and then just go around and basically drive the nails back in and try to secure them. But they're so warped and wore out that they're just pushing themselves. If they get a heavy rain, it'll just push themselves back out. They won't really stay, which was like $300 to $400. They said they would do that, but
And how much have you checked on you and seen?
that's what these are. They're
Oh, okay. I got you.
yeah, they're a little bit more, but I don't know. Like I said, the backside is the worst, and you can see that. There's one that's kind of crooked, and all the nails are pretty much pushed out of it.
Thomas,
Yes.
how do you fasten gutter? Is it still just a nail, just drive a nail in? But there's different kind of fasteners, right?
No, nobody uses ferrule spikes anymore, I know of. It's all what we call hidden hangers.
Okay.
They lock in on the front lip of the gutter, so you have to kind of put it in vertically, and then when you turn it, it locks that front lip and then the back, you know, has a screw in it, and you put a screw through that. So you don't see, you know, the front's nice and smooth. I don't know if anybody uses
Yeah, he said we had.
They don't tear it off.
They're all the old style.
Yeah.
Doug's the one that fixed those other days. I didn't know what was gonna do it, he didn't need it. He came in there and tacked mine up, I thought y'all meant that I had a problem too. He said that, they're not gonna hold.
Once they start, because you already got the hole there, so you can only adjust that nail, you know, ½ inch or so. And, you know, once they start pulling,
Yeah, they
with the hidden one, you can.
That's what he was
screw
telling me, it
out.
was a
You can slide
bracket.
it down a foot this way or a foot that way, that screw it strips out, and you've got something good going into it.
And that's why most everybody replaces them.
Everybody. If there's anybody using ferrule spikes now, I don't know who it is.
Okay.
Well, he's looking, you must not be real popular. I swelled it up the day, I had to stop 3 times, I didn't have to answer my phone. And it was these calls you get, I looked and I had a number, I said, Logan County Sheriff, they said, click.
I'm not sure.
That's the way I answered it.
Extend your car warranty.
Yeah, we're just checking on your car warranty.
Anybody else need it?
You want to see him? You see him?
He's already talked to me about it.
Well, I'm in favor of replacing it, you just want my opinion. Doug, Carroll, Complete Gutter Service, I know both of these, and they do good work, so I would be fine with either one of them. And Doug Carroll is $225 cheaper. I know just because I know how much Doug charges, but it's not on his quote. You just need to confirm that that is a 6-inch gutter and a 3x4 downspout.
Okay,
He doesn't say that, but I can tell by the price it is.
okay.
But you need to confirm that, and if that is correct, he's a little better. You know, where the other bid does say 6-inch gutter.
It does.
I know it does.
I did, yeah, I know.
So are you gonna make that motion pending that?
Well, okay, so okay, only thing I was gonna say, I don't know either one of them. So if you know both of them and you both do good work, then I think we should go with the cheapest then.
And that's what I was saying. The only thing, the cheapest didn't say 6-inch gutter and 3x4
I got you.
downspouts. You need to confirm that it is a 6-inch gutter and a 3x4 downspout and move forward with that
Okay.
cheapest bid. And I'll put that in form of a motion. And if it's not, then you need to go to the next.
Okay.
I'll
I'll text him and check.
I'll second that.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to accept, I think it's Doug Carroll's quote,
Yes.
which is the cheapest of the two. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
All right, and the last thing is I got a personnel action request. We had a promotion from deputy sheriff to sergeant. We promoted Rodney McMillan to sergeant for day shift position.
Appreciate all the deputies out working. I see them a lot. I've seen them in a lot of different locations.
I keep them moving.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We, with the new CAD system, we're able to actually generate a lot more reports and different things, so I'm working on some stuff to bring, on the, speeding complaints and things. I mean, I get those every day, and they got a 17-year-old the other day for 106. 106.
Do they lose their licenses? What's the,
No, we wouldn't have got that one. That's why we need a new engine.
do you lose your license over that?
Yeah, they do. Anything over 25, they'll, especially if they're 18, they'll take their license till they're 18. That one actually, we need to transport it to detention for that speed. But we've been, they're out working, and we're getting ready to open up the highway safety grant money, so kind of gets them out, lets them do some traffic enforcement and make a little extra.
Yeah, when I do, I see them in different locations, just sitting in patrol.
Yeah, we've got a really good group of guys, and I push them to get out and work those areas, Stewart Chapel.
I see them in there too, but not 79, 68.
Yeah.
I've been seeing it.
I was coming Saturday, working on the farm from my house to my mother's house and driving a tractor. Coming from 68A, the car was coming to the intersection of 100, and you could tell there was no way they were stopping. And they saw.
Yeah.
They were looking.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
I mean, they were doing, they had to cross that.
Have to read.
Yeah, I'll get them to come out there and kind
Well,
of
they
set.
do, I seen them sit there sometimes.
Well, you can sit back in the corner a little bit and watch them, because I've had people, say, hey, they just, and I've seen it in my POV too, come off the hill or coming down either way, and they're looking and shoot right through it.
I do want to get a place for one of those, cameras.
Yes, it would.
I'm telling you what they're doing, 'cause when you turn off that.
Yeah, you can see.
You can see.
Yeah,
All three directions.
Yeah.
Hey, there ain't nothing coming.
and just shoot on through.
And they just go up there. I guarantee you that everything's so
Hey.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll make a motion to approve personnel action request for Rodney McMillan for the promotion going to, of course, he's in the base schedule LC-SO-1 to stipend LC-SO-1S2, 17 years of experience. Effective proactively to February or retroactive to February 22nd, 2021.
I second.
Okay, we got a motion to approve the personnel request. Question? And a second, we had a second.
I have a second.
Yeah, we had a second. Is there any question? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes,
Chick,
Yes.
That's all I have. Thank you.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Okay, Scotty?
Good morning. So moved.
Dock storage.
The dock storage was a statute that went in place last year, so every document that comes into the office now on the recording side, there's a $10 storage fee added for maintaining the records. We really haven't gotten into it yet. I know we've done, I think, roughly 75,000 this year, probably.
This year is.
Yeah, just from last year to this year
Wow.
already.
I got
What
that
we'll,
last time.
what we'll be doing in the future with that, Thomas, is we'll be doing things like microfilming, back scanning for the public to get online, that type of thing. Preserving the records that we may have some records that need to be preserved that are just in the office now, but they need to be microfilmed. Anything like books that have to be redone, anything like that to preserve the record, that dock storage.
And that was the intent of the legislature.
It was.
Putting that fee on there,
Yes.
produce revenue, so y'all can do that, right?
Yeah, and obviously you'll see that in the budget. We just haven't done anything with it yet. Me and the judge talked about that last year, building the budget. We didn't really know how it was gonna come out, so we just kind of took a January through, let's just say March or April. We took a full month period, and that's how we built that into the budget that you saw.
And that's a one-time fee, right, $10?
It is.
So if I sold a piece of property, there's a deed recorded, there's gonna be a $10 fee.
There is. It's for the future preservation.
Right, thank you.
Yes.
And I'll probably ask you, but I still.
No, that's all right.
You
That's all right. They're changing so much.
told me before, and haven't you explained it?
That's all right. Don't mind at all. As Steve said, he had some issues with his building gutters. Just to make maybe the new members aware, we replaced the roof on that building of mine probably 5 or 6 years ago, probably. And we did upgrade the gutters at that time. So Doug Carroll did it at that time. I had a couple of quotes, but I had on the far side of the building, it's 95 feet long, a section of gutter that was the ice pulled off basically in the middle. And then I had some soffit that came out in the EOC side of the building on that same side, about 15 feet. Doug and Brian McGee came out and did a quote on it. I think Brian's was $1,082, and then Doug's was $300. So Doug is already, I didn't even tell him to, neither did the sheriff, but he's already come back. I saw him over there and talked to him. The problem, he put some more hangers in the middle is what he did just to preserve it. But he said the problem is right in the middle of that 95-foot span, some of the wood has deteriorated so bad that it's just not going to, it's going to come back off. So I just want to make you guys aware of it. I don't know what we need to do at this point. They're back up there now, but obviously between now and next ice season, we'll probably going to look at maybe redoing some of that wood up underneath there.
Before the gutter tears up.
It's about a 15 or 20 foot span there that needs to be looked at.
You probably take that gutter down.
Yeah, you're going, and that's what
Back up.
that's what both of them said. You're really going to have to just take the gutter down, set it on the ground, and then get up there and assess what you need.
So Doug said he'd fix it for $300?
He's already fixed the gutter.
Oh, okay. Not the wood part.
You go on
Gotcha.
that side?
No, it's on the opposite side.
Well, what difference it matter if it just comes up on the ground, on the road then? I mean, why do we need a gutter here?
Yeah, you need a gutter.
That's a low building. It'll just deteriorate your building like it would at your home. I'm just letting you know.
I get quotes on getting that.
Yeah.
Well, I really don't, Thomas, I don't know enough about it to know how to approach that. Now, both of them did tell me when I was out there talking with them and looking that the gutter does need to just come down. There's no way to know how to even bid on it, really. The gutter needs to come down, and then you have to pull you're going to have to pull the vinyl off, the aluminum off of that one section. They said they could take a screw, put in there and find the weak spots. But both of them did say you have to take it down and basically tear it apart before you know how to bid it, really.
I can go into the trouble, I can replace the whole 95 foot, be done with it. I get a quote, take the gutter down, tear off 95 foot of gutter board, 95 foot of soffit, put 95 foot of soffit up,
Yeah.
95 foot 2x6 back up, wrap that in aluminum, and then if the gutter's in good shape,
It is.
hang the
It
gutter
is right
back
now.
up
It is right now.
and be done with it.
Okay. I'll have that for the next
It'd
week.
be crazy to fix one section, you go through all the trouble of taking the gutter down and six years later have to do it again. It can't be that.
So I'll have that for the next meeting.
Okay, we need to,
One other thing, you might vote on, putting snow guards on.
They both did mention that. They said, because you're gonna have that same problem again.
I don't care what you got on it, so ice hits it right, it's just a bunch of weight. No hangers gonna hold it, just some ice.
You don't want to take the gutters down.
I'll get that.
okay, we need to vote on the favor report.
Did we have a second?
Yeah, very second.
Yeah. Okay, let's have roll call on the favor report.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crosley. Sorry. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, I handed every one of the report from the jail that was sent up this morning. It says, as of this morning, March the 9th, 2021, the Logan County Detention Center has a total population of 145 inmates. 79 of the county inmates are county inmates, 66 state inmates. There are only 29 inmates eligible for work, and we have 2 litter and abatement crews out this morning picking up a year's worth of trash on the side of the road here in Logan County. We're very glad to be able to do this service to the community of Logan County once again. And it says if anybody's got any questions, give him a call at 726-3696. And I think they started up on the county line up toward you this morning.
And, Judge, I did hear back from Doug Carroll, and the gutters are 6 inch, and they are 3 up off. So, they need to do that. You probably need to confirm that, but I did say.
Okay, we did have a downspout fall off out front, and of course that's copper. And Doug looked at it too, and he quoted $500 for putting it all back up. So I just told him go ahead and do it. It was full of ice and just okay, department heads. Ginger?
I don't really have anything unless anybody has any questions about anything, any of the work that's been going on with the radio and stuff like that.
Sure, if there's something different than what it was.
Well, I know, Derek has, done some work at the Lewisburg site, and he's also done some work at the Russellville site, trying to make them talk better together. He has, gotten licenses for extended higher wattage, which is gonna help as soon as we get that stuff going. He's been on vacation this week, but as soon as he gets back, he's been down there working like crazy, trying to get things to work. So I'm really pleased with what he's done so far. And, Jason, I did check with Dunmore, and they are getting their active 911s.
Okay,
I
good.
just happened to think about that.
Thank
when I
you
was
for
looking
doing
at
that.
you. But, I think he'll be back working at it next week. He had ordered new amps for the Lewisburg site. He took one of the amps from the Auburn site to make the Lewisburg site work until, but they've been ordered. That was the purchase we had from Wilson this time. But I'm really pleased with the work he's doing so far.
Good deal. I'm still waiting on one more quote on getting the,
Generators.
no, generators, they should be coming and working on them. Yeah, getting the internet connection between the different sites. I got one quote, I'm waiting on one more, and then I'll bring it to court.
Yeah, I think that's gonna help a lot.
Yeah.
I think what we were paying for was not doing what it was supposed to be doing at all.
Yeah. Just having a little hard time getting some quotes, but
It is.
I think two's all I'm gonna be able to get, so.
To get EPV in.
Two quotes on doing the networking and switches and stuff like that. But yeah, we've already got internet connection is already at the Russellville site, but then I've got prices on the internet for each site, options, but I don't have quotes on someone coming and doing the network configuration and work and all that stuff. But
Well, I will
I'll
have
have
to
it soon.
say, with all the rain we had, he's made some improvements at Lewisburg because we stayed up this time with all the rain. So
Awesome.
there is some improvements. You know, he's working with what he's got right now, trying to get it.
Yeah.
We met the other week, he'll be back like end of this week. And
I agree. So far, he's put the hammer down on it. So
he has been Johnny on the spot.
Yeah.
He's been out there looking at stuff and just tearing into it. I think when he was able to really get into the system, I think there was more than he realized, that he's been just tackling it.
I'm sure he appreciates you working with him and getting it all figured out.
I know the sheriff's helped me quite a bit with some
And
of
sheriff?
the cruisers, they worked with
Yeah.
some of that stuff. And we had one that ended up being the radio in the car, so we got that going.
Cool. All right.
We got,
Okay.
we're moving in the right direction.
Good deal. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, we got that tumbler downstairs, and somebody will need to get with Gary so he can go up there and put that new tumbler in that building.
Then you keys. Then you lock.
Lock, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. And Gary said whenever I needed him to, he messaged me, he would go up there with me. So we'll get it taken care of.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, Nathan?
Morning.
Good morning.
We'll dive right into this here. I put in y'all's folders, the recycling sheet and the litter abatement. And for the past 30 days or so out at the recycling center, they've processed 9 cardboard bales. Tim has had a couple of drug court participants out there helping him, so we appreciate that program. And we're working on it. I'm talking a second about some other things out there, but I want to mention about the litter abatement too. I put that report in for February, 24 bags and 11 tires. And I got the call yesterday from Courtney about the litter crews going out. Some really good news. I tell you what, I was glad to get that call for sure. They said they would be out soon today, and it sounds like they are. And it's been almost exactly a year since the detention center's been able to send out a crew. So I appreciate Jailer Gregory and his help with You may have any questions on any of that?
Okay, one thing I need to comment on, I guess, is through the Department of Corrections, he got a plan approved to allow people to go out and do a little trash pickup. And of course, it's up to how it works. You know what I'm talking about you now. But he did get a plan approved, and I think it involves a lot more work has to be done when they get back to the jail. They have to, have to take a shower just as quick as they walk in, change clothes and that type of stuff, so just a little bit to it to make it work and make sure we keep everybody healthy.
Yeah, no, it's more labor intensive and appreciate him being willing to do that. Yeah. Okay, I did put also in y'all's court folders some recycler permits. I'm almost done with these. But the 4 that were in there were the HDH out at Auburn. That's his name is Ronnie Harris that oversees that. Will Heights, which is out Stevenson Mill Road. Mike's Used Cars, that's out 68 West. And then Huff's Auto Sales, which is out off 100 and what they call Allen Simmons Road there. And they all checked out. Huff's especially, they've really done a lot of work there, putting up a fence and all the stuff that I do out at Huff's. Take care of the fluids, and I appreciate that. I just wanted to present these for approval.
I make a motion to approve these 4 applications as presented.
Okay, and the motion need to list all 4 of them.
And in the motion, I'll list HDH Incorporated, Will Heights Salvage Yard, Mike's Used Cars and Auto Parts, and Huff's Auto Sales and Recycling.
Okay, we've got a motion and second on all 4 locations. Is there a question?
How much are these these fees?
$100.
$100.
If it's a new permit, it's $500.
And then it's a yearly of 100.
That's right. The hauler, we have only one hauler right now, but if we ever get others, it's $500.
A year.
Yes, sir. That's what they.
And the haulers is 500 every year.
Those were passed sometime in the 1990s, I think, by the fiscal court. Just to understand.
Okay, is there any other questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Thank y'all. As far as enforcement goes, the calls I get, it is the busy time of the year, I guess, in general, except last year with the pandemic, the spring is the busiest time. So I'm working on several cases, and hopefully we can get them all where people are cleaning stuff up. So I did want to mention also about, of course, the recycling center, to give y'all an update about that. We talked about the heating system that has been fixed out there. The lights, I believe Lee Ballou is behind right now, but he's supposed to be checking out there just as soon as he is able to get that fixed. And then we also wanted to mention too, about several other items we were looking at, and I appreciate Barry's help working on this too with the haulers and the trailers. I don't have anybody as far as a trucking company. I've talked to some different ones. I don't have anybody that's been willing to put in a bid yet. 2 have told me no, and I've got 1 Owens that's pending. I did go to BG Freight, or what used to be BG Freight, and we talked about that, but they.
No, they had the trailers. The out front there is where the trailers were.
Yeah. I talked to them about the hauling, and they weren't willing to do that, but they said they might have some trailers at some point. And Barry's been helping me with the trailers, looking for something, hopefully a 53-foot dry van trailer that has the roll-up doors and some other things. About $7,000, I think, was our price range. I think Barry and I talked about, but maybe, and of course we appreciate input also. Just something to be roadworthy and get the job done. But they tell me it's hard to find trailers right now. About as soon as they get one in, they're gone. So if y'all have any leads on anything like that, we're glad to look into it. But that's something that we talked about.
You know, how behind, you might have been done with that subject, but on the electrical, on the lights,
Yeah.
if that's a safety thing, you might check and see if somebody else I mean, I know he does it usually, but if it's something, I don't know you know how long it'll be before he can look at it, or?
He talked like in just in a few days.
It's been a couple
days.
weeks so far, so?
Yeah.
It's been about 2, I think we called him right after the last court meeting, and
Yeah.
maybe a couple days after, so he should be about ready to get back with it again. We hope.
Well, I would say, if you can't get him within the next week, I mean, it's good he's busy. Maybe you can, I mean, if it's a safety concern on that side, I'd hate for somebody to
Okay.
trip over something, get hurt. That's just my personal opinion, but.
Okay. We'll keep on him about it and check to see where he is.
Yeah.
I did want to mention a couple other things too. I sent out an email to everybody about we approved a hauler, you may remember Planet Recycling some time back, and they are willing to do this new setup that we're talking about where we haul it ourselves, and they're willing to give $15 extra per ton to do that for cardboard. And I posed the question, I don't know what y'all want to do as far as, do you want to rebid this or take this bid back, or just kind of leave it alone for right now until we get more information?
I don't want to rebid it. I mean, as long as we're just modifying the scope a little bit on who's hauling it, I don't think they justify having to rebid the whole thing.
Okay.
Because there were so many different options. This one would do this, and that one wouldn't do this, and this one would do, these 3 parts. So we had to make a best decision based on what they were willing to do. So Planet still is willing to take it and allow us all to them and pay us $15 more. I don't think it's very easy. We have to rebid the service. So.
Okay.
The only concern I had about that, Thomas, and just to scope, looks like the $15 is going to be used up in trucking, so we didn't benefit a lot from it. That's why I was wondering if, that was my concern, if they just said, well, $15, if there's a better bid out there for that or not, I guess was the only question I had, because the $15 is going to buy you the trucking up.
Well, the thing about it, every one of them operate off recycling pricing. Recycling's up and down, that's the only thing I see about that, and you might elaborate on that, Nathan, but,
You mean where the pricing is right now?
yeah.
As far as the pricing is, it's still continuing to be a fairly positive outlook. They're thinking it's going to continue to be pretty good this year.
If we're buying our own trailer and hiring our own truck, and the only thing we need to know is who's going to take it, what they're going to pay us when we back up to the dock. Is that not right?
That was my thought, but we do have this contract with.
But we got a 30-day out on this contract.
But like Thomas, I see Thomas's thing too, we had to, one wasn't gonna do the wire, and one wasn't gonna do this, and that's the only issue I get.
Yeah, I guess it could be a little more, since we're going to, possibly pay our own trucker by the mile. If we did rebid it, we could see, we need to calculate distance, with how much per ton you're going to get. I mean, there's some other factors that could change our outcome on it. If it's somewhere closer than what Waverly, Tennessee, or whatever it was,
And there could be some,
if it's,
that's where Planet Recycling was in Waverly, but
yeah.
as far as some of the others that might be better.
Yeah, maybe somewhere closer, less mileage to pay the trucker, and then if it's $15 a ton as well, then, we come out.
That's fine, you're fine, I got it.
So,
And I spoke in error because Barry did get a bid from,
I don't
what was it,
blame her.
Knights Electric to haul that, and so they were, it was gonna probably get,
It was gonna leave her $15 up.
yeah, so hopefully we can get a better bid than Knights, but
And I would assume that any of those bidders is only going to give you credit for what it costs them to come down, pick it up, and take it back. I mean, I wouldn't expect them to give you any more than that, So I guess Planet has got it figured out that it costs them $15 a ton to pick up a trailer load of a car. I'm assuming that, but it doesn't hurt to call them if you want to bid them, That's a good call.
yeah. I don't know why we had to put it out for bid really either, though. I mean, if we're just going to, we own the trailer, we're hiring the trucker, just go take it wherever is cheap. I mean, wherever we're getting the most bang out of our buck. I don't know.
yeah.
That's kind of like going to, you know, a metal recycling place, whoever's got the best price that week, you know what I mean? I don't know, so.
Probably, maybe my thought is just sort of leave it like it is till next board meeting, maybe we'll have some more guaranteed ideas, you know,
Yeah.
all in it. And so that's my personal thinking, just leave it alone right now. Like 30 days out, if it doesn't work, 30 days, then we can change and do something different. But at least we do have an option right now, is my thoughts.
Okay, the trailer's out there.
There not any of these independents that truck for these farmers to do, that we could hire to do that, like the Campbell?
Yeah, probably, but they stay, I'll talk to you later. It's gonna get into the.
Barry keeps them busy.
Things, and what's the county gonna require, and, you know, that kind of stuff, I think.
What was not electrics?
It was
Bunch.
pretty good.
Yeah, we could get that to you, I guess, if
Yeah.
you wanted to take a look at it.
Did John Paul Kleiner not give you a bid on what it would cost?
Is he the one out of Owen?
No.
He's 79 north, 79 north.
And he also works for Lighthouse Trailer Leasing up in Bowling Green.
Yeah, I did talk to him, but he
Okay,
hadn't
he
given me a
got
quote
nothing,
back.
okay.
Yeah, he hadn't got me, I would have either, so.
He found a bunch of nice trailers, but they're like 12 grand, 11, 12 grand. And they're still 05s and 06s.
We'll keep looking at it and see what we can come up with on all these different items. So I did want to mention one other thing for it. Next court, and I'll try to maybe send out an email or on the Google Docs and everything too, but there is the recycling grant that the state offers, and that's due in the 1st of April. We'll probably try to get a little more ad money to run ads with the recycling, and Tim and I were talking about maybe some Gaylord boxes as well for this, since we're looking at hauling it ourselves, get some Gaylord boxes in addition. And then there is a possibility that they might be willing to put the trailer in with it too. They told me they would. It's probably less than 50%, but if they had money left, we might be able to get reimbursed for the trailer that we buy. So
That's, now we're talking.
I'm gonna write it up real pretty as best I can, hopefully where they can. It just depends on their money, though, is what they told me. So,
Wow, totally amazing.
That'd be awesome.
so we'll see what we can do. Nothing else. I appreciate y'all supporting all this.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, does the ambulance service got anything to report on? Okay. For judges' announcements, the Kentucky County Judges Executive Association and Kentucky Master Commissioner Association training. They're going to have an in-person training, 2 different dates. One is scheduled for April the 7th and 8th, and the other one is scheduled for the 13th and 14th at Griffin Gate, Marriott, and Lexington. Also, in your folders, you got the information from Scott Waste on the CPI increase. That our original contract allows them to take a CPI.
All right, I had a question about that. What is item number 8? Is that CPI? What does it say? Do you roughly know?
What is CPI for, as far as?
It says, in accordance with item number 8.
I'd have to get the contract, bring it up here.
It's an item in that contract where they're allowed price increases per year, and they usually try to, I think that's what they put out, a little sheet that has those from the federal government, the price index, how it goes up, and they justify that.
Okay.
And I'm assuming it's that index that, I'm drawing a blank on what that index is. It comes from the state, and that's probably what item number 8 is that, that this is the index that we're following to justify the price increase put out by the state every month. Something to do with the asphalt, motor fuel. I'm assuming, I don't have that contract in front of me.
And it's a yearly thing that,
It's monthly.
Oh.
Every month.
Well, it's a yearly allowance on the CPI, if that's what you're asking. But with us bidding the contract like we did, we still, the people in Logan County are still saving money where it would have been.
right. Okay. I had 2 phone calls last night about this right here from the city of Lewisburg because it was brought before them at their council meeting, and they wanted to know if it was something to do with possibly our solid waste losing money or something, you know. So I just needed to have some type of explanation to give them. So that's it. Thank you.
You was talking about a few minutes ago about this training, the 2 weeks, and the second week, the last thing about going, that's the day we got fiscal court meeting. In other words, that's the 13th is the second Tuesday.
Okay, I don't think we have any reports today. No citizens here today, so we'll move on to new business. First item, new business, is open bid for the remount of an E350 Type 3 Brom module ambulance. And I think we got 3 bids. I couldn't tell by the outside of one of them.
Should be 3.
Yeah, I think we got 3 here. We know that 2 of them are, and we'll open the 3rd one up here and see what it is for sure. Okay, this is Select Tech. It looked like our bid is $77,368.40 on a 2022 Ford E350 chassis.
That's the remount and the refurb.
Yes, that should be,
That's the chassis and the remount.
yeah, they'll refurb and remount the box on a new chassis. That's the way it's written.
Says remount 2011 Type 3 Brom Medic 12 module onto the 2022 Ford E350.
How much is a brand new ambulance?
That model new is probably 100.
What's is it our responsibility to buy how many new ones, or do we own all the ambulances?
Yes, sir, yeah. The
Okay.
capital equipment all belongs to them.
Okay.
Okay, that's it here at Crossroads.
So
If
we
I
own
can get it out of here, it seems to be
y'all-
glued down.
Right, the major, yeah, capital equipment, sure.
Here's one.
Most reputable places will do more twice. Yeah, after a while, all those models, they get fatigued and cracks in the wells and things. Most places won't do more than twice. It's usually the second time we remember this truck.
So how many miles is on this?
This chassis got 300,000 on it, so that box has probably got
600.
close to 600, yeah.
So as soon as those 300 more, we get close to maybe
Yeah.
So they literally just take the box and set it on another.
Yeah, so they refurb everything, reupholster it, replace any lighting, all cabinetry, replace clean, new floor and all that kind of stuff, and then mount it onto a brand new chassis.
I don't think they want us to look at this bid, do they?
Okay, this is for Crossroads. $87,718.
How much you say?
$87,718. Looks like.
How much difference could there be in the specs of the bids?
Shouldn't be really any different in specs of this.
So everybody will do the same thing, apple to apple.
Yeah, the only real difference we should find will probably be how quick they can get it done.
Okay.
Any warranty or guarantee would probably be the only real difference.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to tear into this one for a little bit bigger.
Jason, rather.
I go by anything you call me.
Boy, that's the best compliment you got all week.
Okay, this came from SIV Ambulance.
Yeah, I'm not, they sought us out from the ad. I'm not familiar with that company. We've never used it before, but. Yeah, have you spoke with them at all?
I think that one, this was a 2021, the other one was a 2022, wasn't it?
Was it? That, oh, okay.
It looks like a total of 86,837.
Who did we use previously?
Crossroads has done some previous for us, and
Select Tech, they've done
Tech's
it.
done a couple for us as well. Select Tech's also the company that repaired the one that was in the wreck that we just got back, so they've done quite a bit of work for us.
Shoot, I mean, just initially, just my thought is Select Tech is 1 year newer model truck and it's the cheapest. So.
Was SIV a 2021?
Well, I haven't looked at, I just know it's more expensive. Yes, also a 2021.
Okay.
Select Tech's a known commodity as well. We've done a lot of business with them. Their lead time is a little bit longer. In the bid, it should say around, I think, 120 days it's specified. So you got to offset that.
They've done good work.
It may take a little longer.
They've done good work for you before, so.
They have, yeah,
yeah.
fixed issue, yeah.
Like,
And they're not too far from Nashville, so it's real convenient to get
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
back and forth to them, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
I guess they're in Shelbyville, aren't they? Yeah.
so do they get our old running gear?
We get the chassis that comes out from underneath that box, there's a value to that they take off the bid. It should be a line item.
It was
But the box
Five-
itself.
5,000.
We keep the siren.
No, that's the, yeah, it was. Something was 5.
No, that was the Ford discount.
Yeah, one was like 500 maybe. Does that sound right?
Yeah, they're gonna give you more than that for your chassis.
No, you get $500 on the chassis allowance.
Is that the prepaid? Because there's also a chassis prepaid.
Yeah, that's usually another thing they do is if the quote prepays for the chassis, you get quite a big discount.
No, that line item says trade in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sure does. Yeah, they do that. Crossroads.
On that bid you're looking at, Thomas, see if you can find the trade-in on it. That may be the whole difference in the bid.
What is that bid there with trade-in? I'm sorry.
$500.
Oh, $500 off for trade-in?
Yes.
I don't know what deal is for them, but. I wouldn't let it go for 500.
No.
No.
No, you could, that thing would surplus out through the county, sell it for $2,000 or $3,000 for that 7.3, isn't it?
Doesn't say anything about trade.
It's not even a really discussion for me. I'd say Select Tech all day long.
Yeah, it's hard to beat that right there.
Yeah, the only thing
10
to keep in
grand.
mind is the county would probably have to prepay for the chassis, especially with them if it's gonna be 120 days, just to make sure that our grant money that's that gives every year has to be spent before the end of the fiscal year. So we'd probably have to prepay up front, get that discount on the chassis.
Which we've always done in the past anyway.
Yeah.
We've always done that in the past anyway. When you prepay the chassis, you get a discount on it. We also have grant funds we have to spend or we have to give them back, so I just didn't spend it.
Yeah, no, we,
So they don't give us a credit on the chassis, so I wonder if that means we get it back. This is in Pennsylvania. So you'd have to drive ours to Pennsylvania.
Well, it's not running right now, so we have to go towed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then they'll match the graphics. Put new graphics on it that
Should,
matches.
I'll double check all the bids when we look through here and make sure.
That was in the spec.
Yeah, we should do it. And I know Select Tech's already got all our templates for all our graphic stuff, so they shouldn't have a problem with that.
That's, I mean, it seems like everybody's thoroughly bidded. I mean, should we let the ambulance service look through it and come back with a recommendation?
if they got to spend that grant money, I hate to put it off too much.
Well, maybe, but we can prepay the chassis.
Yeah.
I mean, if we put it off 2 weeks.
Well, you mean like right now, and then come back today?
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's see if they'll do that. Come back at the end
We
of,
don't want to be too specific. Sometimes it's hard to chassis.
Okay, I got it.
Hey, do y'all want to, while we continue the meeting, do y'all want to go into a room and just look through it in case we don't miss something? Okay. And then come back with a, yeah.
We haven't seen these,
All right, Judge, do you want to, can we let them take a look
Yeah,
at it?
we can let them take a look at the proposals and then take this up a little bit later.
Okay. All right. Oh, he's.
You say this ambulance not in use right now?
that's correct, yes, sir. Yeah, they had Nancy one with it, so we didn't want to pour a whole bunch of money into it, knowing it's about to be repaired.
Will you need it for the 120 days?
You don't think so? No, I don't think so.
Knock on wood.
That's right.
Okay, we're gonna let, people at the ambulance, service look at those quotes and bids to make sure that everything's covered, and we'll take this up again in a little bit, okay? Okay, next item of business is, approval of the second reading of adoption of an ordinance amended, to an ordinance number 04-21001, an ordinance amending the administrative code of Logan County regarding inventory control and the destruction of surplus property containing protective information. And this will be the second reading.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Any questions? If not, let's have a roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Next item of business is approved second reading of adoption of an ordinance number 21-23003. An
Motion to-
amendment. Do what?
I'm ready, let's go.
An amendment to the ordinance 04-230, an ordinance relating to certain amendments to the personnel policy and procedures compensation plan classification plan adopted January 11, 2005, creating a new position for information technology director.
So moved.
Se-
I thought you was doing a while ago, sorry, Judge.
second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Questions? Not hearing any, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to approve a resolution for Community Development Block Grant, CV Utility Assistance Program, and this will be a CDBG grant that we talked about at the last court meeting for utility assistance.
So moved.
Okay, got a motion and a second to approve that resolution. It's up to $200,000, but I think that $200,000 is community-wide,
Yes.
if we can get that much. That's including the cities and applying for it too. Okay, if no questions, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes. Okay, next item of business is to approve the new contract that we approved at last court meeting. If you look, we got their official badge or permit. Let me make sure what I'm saying is right. It's their official certification. We also got a copy of their liability insurance and a signature on a new electrical inspector's contract. Now, we hadn't shut anybody down, we just want to have this on record because they're supposed to be sending the paperwork to the fiscal court. We got that for James Dossett, for Gary Bush, and for Terrell Snodgrass.
Does these need to be done one at a time,
What do you think, Joe?
or can we just list all names?
As long as you approve it form on that, it's irrelevant, so if you do it together if you want to.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the new contracts, the new electrical inspector contracts for James Dossett, Gary Bush, and Terrell Snodgrass.
Second?
Who seconded it?
Okay, got a motion and a second, and these people are already inspectors that we've contracted with, that we're just approving the new contract. So, if there's any questions, we did have a motion and a second.
Hold on one second.
Do what?
Hold on one second. I'm pretty sure I don't have the requirement in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the electrical inspector's, insurance requirement is $1 million. And there's one in here that's only $500,000. So, I mean, I'm fine with approving these three, but one of them's insurance requirement may be not meeting the county requirement. Does anybody remember that? What the minimum was, is it not $1 million?
Wonder if it's in here.
It's not in this, electrical inspector contract, I think it's in,
I think it's the last page, that's your insurance paper.
that's
Well,
there.
yeah, I was just wondering if it stated it.
Our insurance requirements stated. I was thinking that stated $1 million per occurrence.
Who are you saying that don't have that?
Person,
Oh, per occurrence, okay.
per occurrence.
Okay.
Not really average.
Of course, we got him listed, but that particular one told me he hadn't done anything in Logan County in a long time. And he does it in Hyde County. He might have it mixed up with that, Thomas, but we'll contact him.
Just contact him, because if it doesn't, we need the whole reason to the correct insurance. I could be wrong, but I do notice that the other two do say $1 million.
All right.
I remember when we redid that, I can't remember how that worked, but I know there's $1 million, I'm on the call.
I'll keep my motion the same, and if we find out it's 500,000, we'll rescind it at the next court meeting.
Or just contact him, I'll get that cleared.
Yeah, it's
Pretty minimal.
a few dollars, I'm sure. And Tyler seconded it.
Okay, we had a motion and a second. Is there any questions? If not, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes. Okay, post agenda.
We want to wait on, you think,
Where'd they go to?
I think they went out in the hallway or something, just to spread the
take
bids out.
5 minutes or so, maybe, and then get them wound back up and finish, or?
Well, let's just wait
Go
a few
ahead.
minutes, and
Yeah, I mean,
then we'll take up post agenda,
All right.
okay? Let's just wait a few minutes and we'll take up post agenda. Might check on them, Barry, and see.
I'll get it.
The ambulance people who are reviewing the
Barry,
bids.
can you meet a few minutes after us about
They're out
this?
in the hallway reviewing bids.
They won't. You want us to go ahead and make a recommendation?
can you ask about what we talked about last night? The Christmas bonus?
No. Well, but see, they're not even in the salary scale. Never have been. Just a monthly. Probably get the specifics on that first about the,
Can't find any reason not to go Select Tech. Everything looks, I mean, apples to apples. Everything seems like it can,
Now, they mentioned in that bid that about purchasing the chassis.
Sir?
Do they mention in there about us paying for the chassis?
No, they don't put that in there. And, was it SIV that didn't mention the buyback? One of them does not mention how much they would pay for the chassis they keep. So,
well, I mean, I'll make a motion, we accept a bid from Select Tech for the remount for $77,368.40. I think that was the price, right?
before we move forward, one thing we did notice is none of them have complete graphics. They do have the star icon on the ambulance. And we actually called back to the office to check on that, and we have all of our trucks decaled through DMC there, all of them the same, and that's why they didn't. So that's going to be another $2,000 cost on top of any of these bids, because that was not in the bid spec that we sent them.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's going to be a cost regardless.
Okay, I will second Tyler's motion for Select Tech.
Okay, on that graphics, we might have to do a quote, you know what I'm talking about, to get that approved. Just don't take it. 'Cause, yeah,
We've got some time before we deal with that, so we'll take care of it.
okay, well, I'll get quotes on that graphic, so, okay. Okay, y'all heard the motion. The motion was to allow Select Tech to go with Select Tech sealed bid of $77,000 what?
$368.
$77,368.40.
Okay. And we had a second. Any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley.
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle, Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,
Yes.
Thank you.
yes, I do.
I have to say, I like the vinyl
Thank you.
graphics. I was the one that didn't like it at first. Well, I didn't think they'd hold up as well as they have.
I was wrong.
Yeah, everything's all fine. I did like
I thought this is not gonna work out.
Okay, we'll move on then to post agenda. Joe?
No, post agenda.
Post agenda. Post agenda.
He's got,
To adjourn.
Post agenda.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought we were-
Joe's got something, and then we'll,
some more.
I got something too.
I do too, believe that or not.
All right, well, good.
you got something too?
Yep.
We'll miss lunch again. That's
Real
all right.
short though. I
I got a
ain't gonna
personnel
drag it on.
action request. I told some of you to get to the last court meeting, but didn't get to everybody. My longtime paralegal, Beth, she stepped down at the end of last month, so I'm looking to fill that position. I've got a good candidate that I've agreed I would like to hire, and that's Amanda Webb. She's currently working in the clerk's office. Gave Tyler the information, had him help me fill it out, because Beth was such a good employee. I didn't have to really do this with you all. But Mandy's worked with the clerk's office for about 3 years. She worked for the schools for 3 or 4 years before that. She's got some other office experience that I think would be applicable to help do the various parts of the job. She's also got a paralegal degree, so I would like to give her 7 years experience based upon that's the amount of time that she has in the state system, so it would put her on that same track.
I'm not understanding, if you want to pay her more than she's making now, is that the case?
I just want to give her credit for the years of in
Oh,
the
that
state
she's
system
over there.
that she's had in the previous 2 jobs, so
Okay.
Do you have a form?
I gave that to Tyler.
Oh, Tyler's got it.
Oh, I have it? Oh, sorry. I didn't know I had it. Yeah, I've already looked at it. Anybody else want to see it?
Larry,
Same pay, same pay.
It would just be starting her at pay grade 7, or at year 7 on the pay scale. It wouldn't be anything from that.
Gotcha.
Oh, yeah. That's
That-
Scotty, you want us to vote against it?
Everything checked out.
You want us to vote against it? Do you take more review to that?
No, other clerk's office.
Oh, the other clerk's office, okay. Oh, wrong clerk's office.
That'd been, we hadn't crossed that bridge yet, have we?
I caught Scotty off guard. You never catch Scotty off guard. I'm working on that for you. Uh-oh.
Hey, Joe.
He's working on me.
I can read it off, or somebody can, I don't have to do it.
You can do it.
And
You better talker.
No, wrong clerk's office.
Clerk's office across.
Okay, gotcha, wrong one. Well, apparently she got that home for, she come over here.
What's that?
No, I mixed up, where's she coming from?
Circuit
Hey.
clerk.
Okay,
Which is not hired by the
Yeah.
county.
well, will they replace her or what?
Yes. At some point, just depending on hiring freezes and whatnot.
She works for a different, she don't work for the county, she works for the state right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she has 7 years of experience.
I got it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the personnel action request for employee Amanda Webb, putting her in base salary schedule LC-AS-1 with credited 7 years previous experience.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and second on personnel request on Amanda Webb. And we had a second. Okay. Okay, is there any questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright.
Yes.
Harper.
Yes.
Kyle.
Yes.
Bolden.
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
And I had another kind of an odd request that kind of comes about based upon how oddly my office is funded. And essentially what I would be asking to do, the way I look at this, I know they're hourly employees, but in this position, because it's bifurcated, I make sure they never go over that 35-hour work week in this, because if there are other responsibilities that cause them to stay late, I would look to supplement the county's pay with additional funds from my non-fiscal court expenses, which, as you can tell by our budget, you all pay for 3/4 of this salary because the other funds generated in the office cover that other portion of it. I'm trying to get it in a situation to where her insurance out of pocket would be similar to my other employees. The contribution is higher from the employer from the state. And I guess I was talking to Amanda and I talked to Judge Chick and Kelly, and the only way to do that would be if you all would allow me to supplement from non-fiscal court funds the employer contribution. That would allow me to do that to where at least my employees are on similar footing in terms of what their take-home is versus their pay. So I wanted to see if you all would allow me to do that. It wouldn't be any money out of pocket for you all. It would just be a kind of accounting thing. Amanda said she thought she could do it by just having your all's approval to allow us to do it.
Do you need a motion?
Yes, if y'all, just something on paper that would say allowing us to do that, and it would basically be, again, because my office is kind of strange in how they're bifurcated, that I would just like to put those contributions where they're on a similar footing with that supplement.
I guess I don't understand.
Basically,
What are we doing, just mathematically, walk me through what we're doing, and why.
basically, I would give X to the county, and that would just make her contribution from her check less. Basically, it would make the
Family
employer.
You're gonna offset her health insurance costs?
Yeah.
Is that what you're doing? So this is health insurance related?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm with you there. So you're going to offset with some other funds that don't come from the county. You're gonna contribute to that employee's health insurance costs.
Right.
It'll be for family coverage, won't it?
Right. Because that employee is, her salary's paid a certain percentage by the state. Or, no, or by your office.
By my office.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get them where they're
Yeah.
similar out of pocket for each of my employees under two different plans.
But you're saying the state's insurance plan is less out of pocket for the employees than what the county's plan is for the family? Okay. I mean, it is a unique situation as to where, you know, it is, our 75% of the salary is what the county is budgeted for, and it's what we pay. And then I guess, I mean, if we're allowed to do something like that bilaterally or whatever, I mean, I don't guess I would oppose to it.
Well, I'm not opposed to it, I just need to understand what we're doing, and why, and, you know, that it's not gonna affect the judge's audit, and is it not gonna affect other employees saying, why does this employee get this and we don't? That, you know, that's the real question for me. Is somebody gonna say, hey, you do this for this employee, why don't you do it for me?
I guess that's why I'm trying to put it is, I'm just trying to have where there's consistently in my office, and a lot of times there can't be, so I was trying to
It
potentially.
just puts that employee that you're hiring on the same footing as other county employees.
Other state employees.
My other employees, my
So
county attorney.
You've got 2 employees?
Interstate.
I've got about 4 or 5
Oh,
employees, but I've
okay.
got 2 that are, 2 that are state insurance. And
Okay.
one that's county insurance.
And you're trying to make them all match.
It's close to.
And the county insurance is the new one that you're hiring, correct? And the county insurance is not as,
It's got a higher contribution.
it's got a higher contribution.
So I was trying to
Yeah.
offset some of that.
I'll make a motion to approve that. I don't know how to word it, but I'm in favor of it. The funds are coming from his side to offset it. I'm in favor of it.
Doesn't cost the county.
No.
He's taking his money from
Yeah.
other funds to just shore up the employees' benefit.
Yep.
Okay, I'm fine with
I'll second it.
Okay, we'll need to get that motion written down somehow so we'll know how exactly.
I'll write it down for Janice.
Thank you.
Okay. We had a motion and a second. Now, questions.
that. Just don't put no Latin in there.
No, I'll make it as easy as possible. No additional funds to the court, so.
Okay, no questions? Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley, Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes,
Chick.
Yes.
thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, thank you.
Unfortunately, in a new situation, I enjoy just the smooth sailings of the 10, 11 years.
I hear you.
All right, what are the proper steps for somebody to go through to get an entertainment license?
Entertainment license, first thing, you have to come up here and get an application and to file it at Scotty's office.
Come get an application from the judge's office?
Well, they can get it at Scotty's or my office.
Okay.
And they, at that point, they file it at the clerk's office. Scotty brings me a copy of the application. We'll set a hearing date. And,
Who's involved in the hearing?
well, first thing, it's got to be, before a hearing date's set, they got to go through a background check. with the county attorney. And then we'll visit the site, what they're planning on doing, and then we'll set a hearing date.
Okay. Who's involved in the hearing?
The hearing is the county judge, myself, and you'll have a sheriff deputy there.
And then any public that's opposed to it? Or?
Any public's opposed, or anybody in favor. But they usually, I think you have to do the opposition in writing beforehand.
Okay.
Right, Joe?
I think that's, you have chosen to do that for purposes of making a record, which I think is
Yes.
a good practice.
Okay. And then after the hearing date and it's approved, well, after the hearing date, it'll either be approved or denied at that date?
Yes. And then that can be appealed.
Up to how long after it's approved?
I think the denials can be appealed.
Oh, okay. Denials can be appealed, but once it's approved, it's approved. And is it like a yearly renewal, or how does that work?
Yes. Going off memory, but yes, I think
And of course, it's whatever they're gonna do, they gotta be able to, do the health inspection and all of that.
Right.
On what they're doing.
Okay.
I think you actually go out and look at the site if
Yeah.
it's a site, right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you. That was one thing. Okay. What about the county surplus sale? Are we looking at rescheduling that?
We're
maybe?
looking at rescheduling it. Me and Steve talked about that this week.
Okay.
I think if things go like they're going, that it'd be pretty well safe to be able to go ahead and do one whenever we can get it scheduled.
Okay. All right. That's all I had.
We were kind of wondering, we were going to try to do it before the budget, when the new year starts in July, or just maybe look at it after July, just have, one day before the year.
I'd like to see us do it as soon as possible because, I think it'll bring the most money as soon as possible. People's itching to get out and get involved in stuff like that. But that's my opinion.
Only thing I want to mention, post-agenda, is it's been a while since we talked about it, but does anybody need another copy of the survey we paid for the Parks and Recreation?
If you've got extra copies.
I got copies. You need a copy of it, Jack? Barry, you got a copy of it? Yeah.
This is the survey that we did through Western Kentucky University for the Parks and Recreation.
Oh, okay.
COVID kind of got us off track a little bit, but, we did pay to have this survey done, and I think you all...
Go ahead and give me another copy.
Anyway, that's all. I just want to make sure everybody still had a new copy because it's been a while since we had it done, and maybe next quarter or so, meeting or so, we'll talk about it. We can talk about it some more, see what steps we want to take to address what we found out about how the public feels about it. So,
All right.
that's it.
I've got one thing after you get done too. It's brought to my attention that the trailers are moving pretty fast for the recycling center, and so we might have got a lead on one, but they're not gonna last real long. How can we go about that? We're getting quotes, I can get a quote for different trailers, but there's a company that maybe ceasing operations that has some pretty good trailers. And the best one's about $8,000, new brakes, 50% tires, 53,102. How do we go about landing that or purchasing that?
Let's do a motion to purchase a trailer not to exceed $10,000. The funds come through the solid waste there, and allow judge to transfer the funds. He can purchase that anything under $30,000 without putting it out for bid. So if we approve.
Well, we're supposed to get quotes, so Tom.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but you can put out right now for quotes, and, you know, you can call 10 people and ask for quotes, and if you only get a quote for one, which is maybe this source that Barry has got, then you can move on, you know, because we're gonna give you authority to go ahead and purchase if it doesn't exceed $10,000. We've done that before in the past.
Well,
several times.
we had the quotes in hand at that time. Joe?
We didn't have quotes in hand when you approved one.
Yeah.
You just called and got some quotes. So you called 5 people and asked 5 people for quotes. And as soon as you got one that pleased you, you bought it, or could buy it. That's my understanding how that works now.
The question is, can you be authorized up to $10,000 without actually having all the quotes in hand currently?
But the problem is the trailers are moving quicker than we can meet and have a meeting, is Barry's question. Hey, these things, and Nathan just told you the same thing, you know, they're moving quicker than we have court meetings. So why can't we just make a motion to approve the solid waste funds to allow the judge to seek quotes and purchase up to $10,000 worth of trailer? Because by the time next court meeting comes on.
And those are the prices that
Okay.
he's seeing them go forward currently.
Yeah, I've been online. I mean, I've called Tennessee Trailer Sales in Nashville. They're getting them in from Avery Express, and they're in line with this right here, but they're moving. He said, as soon as I get them in, I got people standing in line wanting them. I've been on the truck paper website. You can find some in Georgia and places like that, but they're in line with this price here.
I mean, I guess I would be okay with it, one, due to the urgency of it, and also the fact that it's not a blind number. You've actually got quotes that are just old, so I think if we note all that I would be fine for you to do it, like comments and stuff.
Hey, Barry, if I could just make a quote. So Nathan was up there yesterday at this business inquiring, spoke with the owner, and they didn't have anything put together at the time. I didn't know when I talked to him and passed that on to Barry. He said the same thing. They're moving fast. They're getting out of business, so they're moving fast. I think to get out.
But he gave you some numbers of what they're going.
Yeah, I gave you Barry.
Yeah.
And
Let's just consider.
Nathan was up there yesterday and spoke with his daughter. I mean, she's the president of the company, but he's actually the owner, what I spoke to. So.
Let's consider that one quote, and then we'll try to get 2 more and prove it up to those amounts.
Okay. Well,
So he's got 3 trailers that I gave to Barry.
Okay, yeah. And this was the best of it. The best trailer was a 53-foot Great Dane with new brakes, 50% tires, and it's $8,000 was the quote that he sent through. Scott.
Well, and he said, he did say that the key was gonna be the 110-inch opening doors for getting the tow motor in and out. That's gonna be your key on quoting any trailer. It's gonna be hard to find the wider doors to get your load in and out.
Yeah, and I was sort of wanting the roll-up doors but they're gonna close you in, like he's saying, they were gonna drop you in like 3 inches on each side or 2 inches on each side, so it would be harder for a tow motor with the roll-up doors. And so, I appreciate Scotty for reaching out with their friends, and I appreciate that, but we did send Nathan up there. And so.
Roughly how many miles a month or so will this trailer even be pulled?
It looks like it's only getting a load every 2 months, so we're.
So the tires 50 cents good enough then?
Well, they'll dry rot before they wear out. They'll dry rot before you wear them out.
Ain't that much weight on it, is it?
Well, it's 40,000 pounds. They're talking about carrying 20 ton at a time.
Okay, now, let me understand, we got one quote today, right?
Well, I have, yes, sir.
Okay. And
For
we-
this quality trailer, I mean, for like this, but I can get quotes if I need to, but if we fool around and keep waiting on quotes, like for the last court meeting, I've looked every night and made calls during the days to try to find trailers. So if we wanna wait 2 weeks,
Could be gone.
who knows? I'm not gonna say it'll be gone, but it's probably a good possibility.
Well, I'll put that in form of a motion to allow the judge, or Barry, and others that are familiar with trailers, to find as a trailer not to exceed $10,000 and secure it and go ahead and purchase it.
Second.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. And I guess, Barry, what we can do, if we can find other prices today, you know what I'm talking about, you know,
Well,
maybe we
can
can
you
go
not get
ahead.
on the internet and print them off like Nathan did for the trucks?
Just to show that you,
Yeah.
what fair market value.
Yeah.
We're gonna look at it and phone you back.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I guess Gary now on equipment.
Good, I'll go look at it, make sure it's good. It's good.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I talked to Mark Hayes, I called Dr. Alvin, he had a couple there, but he said they wasn't getting into them, they had a few, but they didn't have anything that we was looking for. I mean, I've done a lot of calling.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. I've done enough.
Well, sorry.
okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crosby. Wright,
Yes.
Harper,
Yes.
Kyle,
Yes.
Bolden,
Yes.
Chick.
Yes.
Thank y'all, we'll try to look at it, get something going.
And, on this item number 8 from Scott's Waste, Nathan did email all y'all the contract. And I'm just gonna read it to you real quick. The rates reflected below reflect the current price of service under the expansion of the pilot program in the previous contract. The rate will increase by 2% on April 1st, 2014, and again by 2% on April 1st, 2015, effective date of this contract. The collection paid to the contractor for the years and subsequent years of the term beginning April 1st, 2015 shall be adjusted upward or downward to reflect the changes, in the consumer price index for garbage and trash collection. So the only thing I'd ask the judge to do is have him submit that consumer price index along with that, just showing that it is 4.4%.
Okay.
So they're using the consumer price index for garbage and trash collection.
Okay.
So I
And so that's a state index.
Well, no, that would be federal.
Okay.
The United States consumer price.
Okay.
I would just ask if they can submit that with that request.
All hearts and minds at ease.
Well, I don't know whether Robert Earl wants to bring up his road or not.
Now,
I do have that, Thomas.
I'd like to see it for, we say
That's
that
what
forward.
that's what I'm
Curious
looking at.
what it looks like.
I thought y'all had got that.
We just had one page.
Make it move. Make it, Jack.
Getting that off the Bureau of Labor is
Don't steal Robert Earl's thunder.
he's got that on my road, he told me he's got that measured, and I didn't get it, so let's wait the next quarter. Tell how many feet we're taking off and how many feet we want to add. It's not, we're taking off 50 or 60 feet, gonna add 300 or something. Is what it is.
Tighten her down, Jack.
Okay, did you make a motion with John?
Yeah, I done made it.
He made that an hour ago.
I'd like to make a motion, said I.
Okay, do we have a second?
There you go. I'll second.
Okay, let's have roll call.
Davenport,
Yes.
Crossley. Wright,
Yes.
sorry, Harper,
Yes.
Kyle. Bolden,
Yes.
Chick,